In the heart of Singapore's polished medical system, Dr. Adrian Lee was admired as a brilliant physician, a devoted husband, and a man of integrity. But behind the spotless white coat and the perfect public image, Adrian carried a secret that would soon spiral into a tragedy no one could have imagined. It began inside the quiet night shifts of Northbridge General Hospital, where exhaustion often blurred the lines between professionalism and vulnerability. That was when Adrian met nurse Michelle Tan, smart, charming, and someone who made the lonely nights feel less suffocating. What started as harmless conversation soon turned into coffee breaks, then shared confessions, and eventually a forbidden affair. For months, Adrian lived a double life. In the hospital, he was a respected doctor. At home, he pretended to be the loyal husband. But with Michelle, he became someone else, reckless, passionate, and dangerously careless. Neither of them understood that their secret world was slowly becoming a ticking bomb. Everything changed the night Michelle received unexpected medical results during a routine staff screening. Her hands trembled as she read the report. Her world collapsed in seconds. And with it, Adrian's carefully built life was about to ignite into a storm of fear, betrayal, and revenge. Michelle stared at the report in disbelief. The cold, clinical words on the page didn't feel real, positive. Heartbeat hammered in her ears as panic spread through her chest. She had always been careful, except with Adrian. The realization hit her like a blow. This wasn't just a medical result. This was betrayal. She confronted Adrian the next evening, pulling him into an empty consultation room. "Tell me the truth," she demanded, her voice shaking. "How long have you known?" Adrian froze. He didn't need to see the paper in her hand. He already knew what it was. Months earlier, he had been exposed during an emergency procedure, but convinced himself it was nothing. He never went for follow-up testing. He never told anyone. He certainly never told her. "Michelle, I didn't do this on purpose," he whispered, but the words sounded weak even to him. Her eyes filled with fury. "Not on purpose? Adrian, you destroyed my life. You lied to me every single day." Their affair, once intoxicating and dangerous, now felt poisonous. Michelle walked away without another word, leaving Adrian in suffocating silence. But what he didn't see was the change inside her, the anger, the humiliation, and the hunger for justice. By the next morning, Michelle had already begun gathering everything: messages, secret photos, late-night call logs, pieces of evidence that could shatter Adrian's perfect world. She was no longer the woman who loved him. She was the woman he should fear. Michelle spent the next few days in a storm of emotions, fear, anger, and a growing desire to make Adrian face the consequences of what he had done. Every night she replayed his lies, his promises, and the moment he looked her in the eye and pretended nothing was wrong. The betrayal felt deeper than the diagnosis itself, but Michelle wasn't acting out of blind rage. She planned carefully. She spoke to legal advisors anonymously, learned what counted as medical negligence, and understood exactly how Adrian's silence could be exposed. With each step, her confidence grew. She was no longer the vulnerable nurse who had fallen for him. She was a woman preparing to reclaim control. One rainy evening, she sent Adrian a message: "Meet me in the staff parking area. We're ending this tonight." Adrian arrived early, restless and frightened. He knew Michelle well enough to sense that she wasn't coming for closure, she was coming for justice. When she finally appeared, her expression was cold, determined, and nothing like the woman he once knew. She handed him a small envelope. Inside were printed copies of everything: screenshots, call logs, hospital access records, and even the medical report. evidence strong enough to destroy his marriage, career, and reputation. "You had every chance to tell me the truth," she said quietly, rain dripping from her hair. "Instead, you let me walk into danger without knowing. You owe me the truth, and you owe the world the truth." Adrian's hands shook as he read the papers. His double life was collapsing in real time. "I'll confess," he whispered. "I'll take responsibility. Just don't ruin me completely." Michelle looked at him for a long moment. "You ruined yourself, Adrian. I'm just making sure no one else pays the price." With that, she turned and walked away, leaving him standing alone beneath the dim parking lot lights. For the first time, Adrian felt the weight of everything he had done, no lies left to hide behind, no shadows left to escape into dot by the next morning. Michelle had filed an official report with the hospital board. Investigations were launched. Whispered rumors filled the corridors. And Adrian Lee, once respected and admired, faced the irreversible consequences of the truth. He had tried so desperately to bury Dot. It was the end of their secret affair, and the beginning of a tragedy that would haunt both of them forever.